My theory is on Pinocchio.
Rodriguez?
No. I think we've
Alright, fuck you then.
I think we've done Pinocchio to death for a week or so, haven't we? Give it a week off.
I think we're done with Disney for a week, actually, which is quite an accomplishment.
I think so. I think we've covered Disney for a little while. Unless one of you's got Disney and Link's fucking with me. Probably.
Who knows?
Who knows? He likes to fuck.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. Bell end.
Just sits there and chats away to herself.
It'd be like Pete when he's older. Oh, wait. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Heal Project. We are back with our Theory Thursdays. Hi, everyone. Can I just please ask you to like the video for me whilst we're here? And then maybe subscribe if you haven't already. And if you don't like it, you can always reverse those decisions later, can't you? Back to the content. Bye. And we had a little break from doing our theories for 1 week. We had a little reacts. I mean, I'm back. I'm happy to be back doing this. Link's dying as a joke that I just said before. But
It's funny because Pete's old.
he is old. Right, shall we start?
Tell Rapunzel to pipe down.
At least I can grow hair, Pete. Do you want to take your hat off?
Mate, I'm happy not to grow hair.
I am a real American. Right, should we start with my one, guys? I have taken a little inspiration from the channel that we watched last week for our reactions, top fives. And he inspired me a while ago to get interested in this topic. So I am covering the Bohemian Club / Bohemian Grove. And yeah, it's a good one. It's an interesting one. It's a thinker. It's less sort of crazy conspiracy, but like makes you think, why the fuck is it even a thing? So, Bohemian Grove is a 2,700-acre campground based in Mont Rio, California, United States. It belongs to a private San Francisco-based gentleman's club known as the Bohemian Club. In mid-July each year, Bohemian Grove hosts a more than 2-week encampment of some of the most prominent men in the world. Notice men. Because the Bohemian Men's Club is an all-male membership which includes some of the most powerful people on the planet and consists of the most prominent businessmen, government officials, former US presidents, senior media executives, artists and musicians, as well as many other people of power. Members may invite guests to the Grove. Amongst those guests have actually been Queen Elizabeth II, who visited the club in 1983. A membership is that you have to be male only. Guests can be women and children.
It was confusing me, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Bohemian Club members can schedule private day uses of the Grove at any time. It is not being used for club-wide purposes, and they are allowed at these times to bring spouses, family and friends. Although female and minor guests must be off the property by 9 or 10 p.m. The club motto is "Weaving spiders come not here," which implies the outside concerns and business dealings are to be left outside the Grove. Essentially, the official emphasis of the club is that the most powerful people in the world are there to kick back, relax from prying eyes and the stresses of their jobs, also while sharing the love of the outdoors, music and nature. However, small groups have taken it upon themselves to talk world issues whilst amongst Mother Nature. A neutral ground, if you will, kind of like America's Switzerland, I think. The Grove is particularly famous for the Manhattan Project, which is where they planned the atomic bomb in September 1942. All sounds pretty normal so far, right? If not
really.
Fairly outdated.
I mean, did you not just tell us that Switzerland is owned by America?
No, I didn't. I didn't say that. I said
You said America's Switzerland. Like, what?
America's part, like their neutral ground. America's Switzerland.
I knew that's what you meant.
Yeah. Link was the only one that didn't get it.
It was just a weird sentence, that was all. Sorry.
But until you dig a little deeper into the Bohemian Grove, things look a little stranger. The Cremation of Care ceremony is a theatrical production in which some of the club's members participate as actors. The ceremony served as a catharsis, that's the word, for pent-up high spirits. and has been quoted as has been described as to present symbolically the salvations of the tree by the club, but was later declared in the 1900s as an exorcising of the demon to ensure the success of the ensuing 2 weeks. Weird way of phrasing it, right? The ceremony takes place in front of the club's owl shrine. The mossy covered statue simulates a natural rock formation, yet holds electrical and audio equipment within it. Music and pyrotechnics accompany the ritual for a dramatic effect. As part of this, a human-sized effigy is burned in front of the 40-foot owl shrine, whilst many members wear red robes. This is the tasty bit. On July the 15th, 2000, Alex Jones, the well-known and controversial conspiracy theorist, alongside his cameraman Mike Hansen, gained access to Bohemian Grove illegally and shot footage of the cremation of Care ceremony. Jones claimed it was a ritual sacrifice. And you'll be glad to know I have this footage for you to look at now. Are we ready, boys?
Hang on, so we're going to watch something get sacrificed.
Well, what is sort of
In Switzerland.
In Switzerland,
In Switzerland,
apparently, yeah.
The same by America.
Once again this night, and in the flames that eat thine effigy, we shall read the sign, Midsummer sets us free. You shall burn me once again. Now with these flames, which hither ye have brought from regions where I reign, ye fools and priests, I spit upon your fire. Begone, dull care. Fire shall have its will of thee. Begone, dull care. And all the winds make merry with thy dust. Hail, fellowship's eternal flame. Once again, midsummer sets us free.
Weird, right? That doesn't seem like that should be something that is involving sort of the world's powerhouse. Did you think that was a bunch of absolute nut jobs? It's a weird one. There's something weird about it. From this footage, documentary filmmaker John Ronson, which, fun fact, Wikipedia, when you look up his name, says not to be confused by Ron Johnson. And then links to nobody. But John Ronson characterised the proceedings as just an overgrown frat party. But Alex Jones, who was obviously there, produced dark secrets inside Bohemian Grove, describing what he thought were satanic rituals. It has long been rumoured that things such as murder rituals have taken place, and sort of murder rituals and murder recreations have taken place at the Grove. Some believing with participants just pretending to sacrifice themselves, and a fair few believing that the real sacrifices have taken place here. So my thoughts are, to leave you with this, guys. Why does the Grove, to this day, still maintain its old-fashioned styling of a gentleman's club, where only a few honorary female members have ever been named? And this club was formed in 1860-something, I think, as well. Why does such a club even exist, away from prying eyes with the high level of security, which can include the Secret Intelligence Service if they request it? What is the need for these rituals that you have clearly seen? Is it just tradition, or is it the outer surface of a very sick and twisted club? And my final thought, which I'm not completely linking them together, as is a couple of conspiracies on their own, is this part, this is less so for me, is this part of the lizard people that people so say control our governments all over the world? Or is this something I've pondered for a little while? Is the Bohemian Club, if not all of it, but part of the world famous Illuminati? What do you all think? Something sinister, or just a boys' club that like to party? The Bohemian Grove.
I'm gonna just start off here with
The lizard people,
just
we'll
saying
roll that one out.
that Alex Jones is an absolute idiot.
He's a nutter.
I can't take anything he says seriously. The guy is just.
Phil, do you know much about Alex Jones?
Nope.
So
You don't need to.
ironically, he is the one that wasn't actually the one that came up with lizard people. That was David Icke. He's not as nuts as him, but he's still pretty dumb. But I mean, you cannot fake the footage. Like that footage is what
Right.
happened.
That footage to me
Yeah.
was a play. Like that's them putting on some sort of performance. Like that's a play.
Yep.
You know, they'd even got pyrotechnics and stuff involved, and there was voices of a bad guy and stuff. Like that's a play. There's no other way of describing that. Like
Is it?
that wasn't unless you're telling me that was footage of another worldly voice talking down from Satan.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But what I've looked at is I'm saying that if this is what was caught, and it's a bit fucking weird when it's been caught, what hasn't been caught? You know, that's. It's just this is. You got to remember these are these big people. There is something else to it that I'm not going to call. In fact, I won't keep it in the recording, but I'll tell you guys because it was a bit. I can't include it. Basically, it's offensive.
Was Justin Bieber part of it?
I can't include
Because
Go on,
he's
you
one of
carry
the
on.
lizard people.
Justin Bieber is one of the lizard people, is he, Pete?
So is
That's
Queen
one-
Elizabeth apparently, but
That's a conspiracy theory that
Well,
Justin Bieber's
this is
one
it.
of the lizard people.
But what I've just told the lads, there's a little bit that it's not so cut and dry. There's something there. It's
Yeah.
I cannot
let's-
use the words
let's-
that was just said by.
Well,
But I mean, if
let's
you want to
just-
Google them, Richard Nixon said it once in 1971. I think it was. I just looked.
yeah, he was a homophobic slur. You
Yes.
can say that much.
Yes.
You know, it's I think it's kind of a very nerdy boys' club, isn't it? Like it's just. I don't think there's anything more to it. I'll be honest.
It's weird. Some of the people that would be part of it. It's
Yeah,
just
but like
a bit
it's
ooh.
massive because they're rich.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. Like it's rich nerds that are able to make a bigger club and make it more theatrical and more extravagant because they're rich.
Squid Game.
It's not Squid Game.
Similar thing.
I've got to admit,
It's not a similar thing.
Rich
It's not even
people
close
doing
to
big
being a
things.
similar
It
thing.
is.
How do you get that's
It
a
is.
similar thing?
It is.
Squid Game's a similar thing to Bohemian Grove, is it,
A
Phil?
theory.
yeah,
Rich
yeah.
people doing something. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Above what the normal person.
Because that would have been quite twisted if you was looking at it from their side, one of the rich ones at the end. If you looked at it from their side, the whole thing would have been a bit.
What Squid Game? Yeah. We've so gone off topic.
Yeah.
Phil,
I've
apart
got
from
to
Squid,
admit, when you was
go on, Pete.
It was at this point Link regretted asking me.
when
I'm trying to baffle my head around how the hell this is like Squid Game. It's like, well, at no point are they paying people to kill each other. Like, what the hell is
That we know of. That we
yeah,
know of.
we
mate.
don't know that. When
No,
you were
it's
telling us
just,
about it,
It's the rich people setting up a club, twisted and all that kind of stuff. Same. That's where the comparison is for me, anyway.
Right, okay, but is it twisted? Like, is that just because the misunderstanding because people don't know what's happening? You know, are they just putting on plays and things in the summer while they're sat outside and drinking and you know, playing with fire and shit? Stuff that we'd do. Not necessarily put on plays, but sit around and play with fire and drink in the
Talking about
sun.
demons.
You know what I mean? And let's be honest, if we had enough money, we'd put on pyro displays and talk about being the bad guy and stuff like that. You know, it's
I bagsy the 40-foot owl.
I've got to admit, though, when you were telling us about it, I did want to see some sort of footage. I was like, this actually sounds really weird,
It's
but
a weird
interesting.
place, but that's the thing. So it's one of the sort of top 10 considered that are obviously known of. I'm sure there's places that we don't even know of that are even more secret than this. But this is like the top 10 secret places in the whole world type thing. Like it's so covert. Like the fact that they can just hire anybody, like they can just go bigger and bigger and bigger on security. Like there isn't been many break-ins. There's recordings of like 6 break-ins in like 160 years of the club, which is mental, by the way, mental. But so
It's interesting.
what's your opinions, Phil?
I believe it. You sold it to me.
Believe what?
what do you
It's-
believe?
Rich people doing crazy stuff. Very
What?
powerful, crazy rich people.
Satanic rituals?
Why not?
Killing people?
Who knows? Who knows what the rich and famous are capable of doing? Who knows?
Okay. So yeah, leading up to I think with the exception of Obama. No, Obama has never been confirmed, but I think the last 12 presidents have all been members of the club.
Yeah, definitely all murderers.
Yep, it's America. They're mental.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, but even Tony Blair was a member.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tony Blair was a member.
Yep.
That's my case.
He was always a bit weird.
Yeah.
It's just do you know what? Like you said before, it's like a fraternity, like the old American fraternities with a bunch of frat guys getting together and doing stupid while they're drunk, like, and putting on weird plays and shit for each other. That's literally what I saw with all of that, and it'd take a lot to change my mind from that, to be honest with you, because there's no evidence of any wrongdoing or any sort of like things like that coming from it. And in 160 years, you're telling me there's not been one person that's blown a whistle and come out and told stories about what happens there and things.
Yeah, there's been some people that have made up bollocks, but there's been like no substantial things. They didn't make it to any
Exactly.
things because like it's like one or two things, and that's as far as it went.
And then they vanished.
I must say, I'm surprised that the club still exists. To be fair, or hasn't been. They haven't been forced to expand to a female membership as well, but. It is what it is. I don't think that's too much. But I mean, in my opinion, as the researcher, if we were going to have Illuminati, this is where it would start.
Look, I don't want to touch too much on Illuminati because that's going to be a thing at some point, I'm sure. As far as this is, I mean, we know it exists. It's not a theory.
The theory
as such, because we know it's a thing. So what's the actual theory? What's the conspiracy part of it?
That it's more than just a gentleman's club. That it is a satanic bunch of rich people that can afford to do rituals and satanic stuff and worship the devil, I guess.
And get away with it.
Right, okay. So, I mean, devil worship isn't a crime, so they can get away with it anyway.
But yeah.
Like,
but perform proper actual satanic rituals, kill people. The fact that they have a human effigy and stuff's a bit weird.
Yeah. It's very strange.
I mean, yeah, but that, like I said before, that could just be part of the play, part of the you know, what they're reenacting, or.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's a fucking weird club. Sort yourself out.
It's very strange, but like, I mean, to be fair, they could be reenacting like things that they'd seen from 160 years ago. You know, they could be reenacting like the Mayans and stuff like that. Like, it could be a reenactment of pretty much anything. So I'm struggling to be like, yeah, no, they're definitely satanic. Like all of them, fuck them. Like I don't see it. I'm sorry.
They're just creepy dudes.
Yeah, they are creepy.
Yeah.
dudes.
Creepy rich dudes. So,
Yay.
anything to add on that one, Phil? Sort of giggling away.
I'm just listening. That's all. No, I'm fine. I'm still
He's just here for the
of
ride.
the opinion it's real and it's rich, crazy people. Yeah.
Cool. So, I mean, that leaves us there with that one for this week. As always, if you've watched along on the premiere, make sure you do what Dan said and listen and leave that like. Make sure you leave a comment in the main video on what you think it is. The only real person that does it is Phil. And I've got Phil's comments here today. So could somebody else leave some comments like Phil normally does for me? That would be appreciated. Thank you very much. And we will catch you in the next one.
Yeah.
Players.
Nice.
Squid Game.
Go on,
He's
you
one of
carry
the
on.
lizard people.